Hello. I'm going to try recording even though I kind of semi got an audience. And everyone's at karate at the moment, so I've probably got half an hour. So I'm going to try and read as many I Ching readings just to show you why I'm so fascinated with it and why I so can't stop consulting. Pretty much you just throw coins, but this isn't going to be a how-to. You can watch another YouTube video for how-to. But I ask it about death. I ask it about the afterlife and all the mystical, mysterious things. I ask it about aliens, and I ask it about conspiracies, world conspiracies, wars, day-to-day conversations. Anytime I'm feeling negative or unsure, uncertainty, stressed, I ask it about family and relationships and friendships and co-workers and business, missing people. Anytime there's a missing person or stuff like that, I just ask, and I'm always constantly sort of validating and checking and looking for ways to see, to really know in myself that it's accessing something that I can't access. But anyway, in any case, even if it's not, it always is really good advice. So I'm going to read out some of my readings so that, I don't know, I just want to share with what I get out of it so that you can sort of understand my fascination with it. Okay, I've grabbed some random ones to copy and paste rather than showing you my thousands of questions, because like I said in other videos, that they're so private and personal. You don't want to share all your questions with the world, but these are ones that I feel like I can share that are, they're still personal, and you can still see how deep I get, but without talking about specific people and things like that. But so here are some random ones. These are from July, when I started doing the I Ching, to now, so they're just random ones from those. So this is my question or philosophy or thing that I've got on my mind while I'm throwing the coins. Choose to be loving in whatever situation that arises. So I was trying to work out, this was the way that I was being, and I was trying to work out whether that was the right way or the wrong way, because I was starting to doubt myself. And the answer was, you must strike a balance between being positively influenced and misguided. Get to know the mystery and magic of your own deep waters. Use special people as examples, but be yourself. You are in tune now. Recently you have kept certain areas of your life to yourself, correctly believing that they were your business exclusively. Unsympathetic people have jumped to conclusions about you and have deserted your friendship. Actually, although this seems like a loss at first, it is really a gain, since you are not only free of troubled individuals who never really cared about you, but are left with those who like you for the freedom you exemplify. Everything works to your benefit because you are sincere. So this was kind of crucial at that time, because I thought that if I was just nice to everybody, that it would all work out. And then this sort of pulled my head in and said, you know what, these people really had it out for you. And I didn't see people like that, So the I Ching telling me that, the I Ching, which I see as benevolent and kind and all that, still saying that there are people who are, don't have your best interests at heart, is what I needed to know at that time, to stop making a fool of myself and being nice to people who were really had it out for me, Let's go down to the next one. So this is where I was trying to figure out whether life, we're attracting these opportunities to achieve the lessons before coming into this body. So I said we attract opportunities to achieve lessons that we want to learn in this life cycle. So I was trying to figure out whether that thinking was right or not. And it said, temptations come and go like spirits in the night, temporarily exposing your dark soul. You've got character. You use your influence to better people's lives. Careful not to chase those old phantoms too hard. If you doubt your situation, look deeper to see what is really going on. If you want to feel alive, you won't get that by following a prescribed list. As always, you should realize now that inspiration and regeneration come by mysterious paths. Keep cool and get yourself under a little more control. Sometimes you jealously guard whatever security you think you have. Lately, however, you have been taking some risks, emotional, physical, psychic, and are discovering profound lessons at every turn, which I was. Life is a fast-moving river into which you will fall while navigating sometimes. You've needed to lose yourself a little, and you have. Where are you now? So that was another pulling my head in kind of thing, saying, like, I thought that everything was sort of unfolding, meant to be, all that kind of stuff. But really, every path that we follow is an opportunity to, learn a lesson and, learn and evolve and grow and all that kind of stuff. And that we all have that aspect of ourselves that may not be how we wanted to respond in that particular situation, but we did it anyway. We tried it anyway. And then our ego goes into defensive mode. I should say my ego goes into defensive mode because I think that I'm always doing the right thing. And then I am, laying down but I'm doing the right thing. So that was pretty profound for me as well. Then I wanted to know whether it was life punishing me for the choices that I made, or whether we're punishing ourselves. Like, how does that work? So my question, does life punish you, or do you punish yourself? How does that work? You can see that I ask the I Ching everything, pretty much. Everything. I am also definitely referring to a particular situation that I was involved in, feeling like a victim, feeling like I'd been hard done by, feeling like I didn't really understand because I felt like I just had so much, that I was so in the right. And I didn't think life would put me in that situation unless I was there to help. I was really delusional in that way. But anyway, at that time, I didn't think I was delusional. I thought that was truth. And this is the answer the I Ching gave me. There is something you are not seeing in this situation. An aura of deception surrounds you now. This could be in the form of a liar who is consciously attempting to slander you, or the deception could appear in a more subtle form, such as self-deception. If you are tricking yourself or letting yourself be confused, you will need hard work to extricate yourself from problems. This basic difficulty is that lies and half-truths will seem truer than reality, and you could find yourself in a serious position of disadvantage. Be careful what you put in and send out of your mouth. If you are fortunate enough to find out where the dishonesty lies, attack the stronghold vigorously. If you are being wronged, work diligently to right yourself. And if you have been deceiving yourself, don't hesitate to own up to your shortcomings. Expect difficult beginnings which eventually clear up for you. Control your temper and develop balance in all things. When you defend yourself, don't be spiteful or vengeful. Be clear and fair while using your strength in a modest way. If you are innocent, you are safe, even if falsely confined. The way to harmony and unity is blocked, thwarted, or frustrated by dishonesty and deceit. Confront and resolve such situations quickly, firmly, fairly, and legally if necessary. Improvement is achieved either by splitting apart or by becoming closer. If you remember, I did a video on this one, seeing people as innocent. This is how I understood it at this particular time before I Ching, changed my mind about it. But if you see people as innocent, you enter a parallel world where they are innocent. This is what I thought, maybe because at the time when I was referring to last year, I was playing with parallel realities as a concept to see if it's true or not. And I thought, well, let's ask the I Ching about it. Like, these are the kind of things, I just ask them everything. And the answer was, perhaps if you had all the details of this situation, it might shock you. The good thing is that you're only seeing half of it, and this allows you to persevere. Concentrate on your own happiness without giving much thought to what others are doing. Sorrow can be a turning point that shifts your focus towards respecting yourself, rather than hoping that respect will be granted to you by others. It takes courage to follow your own path. Oh yeah, this one I was asking about the person in question, and I wanted to find out what the I Ching had to say about that, because I was feeling so powerless. Here is their answer. Perhaps you have given another the unjustified power to validate your worthiness. There is a good chance that you have blind wants. You may even be resentful of others you should feel sorry for. They are greedier than you, and what's more, they will recognize your greed, and you will be unmasked in all of your foolishness. If you truly need something, go inside yourself to your source and balance your forces. You are an unusual person whose life is a puzzlement, mostly to yourself. Think as to whether you have withdrawn from the world in some way in order to feed your hunger for eccentricity. Don't let what is given take away your ability to uplift yourself. No one can do it for you now except yourself. Pull your physical and spiritual selves together from the inside and get on with your life. You are not tending properly to your own nourishment, whether it be physical or spiritual. You've got an idea which is depriving you of the growth you desperately need. The world and its illusionary tricks has temporarily taken over your direction, and a long cycle of repercussions is inevitable. Whatever teaches and advises you must be examined carefully, because everything in this world is of this world and cannot absolutely guide your thinking. Look carefully. You will regret errors you are making at this time. These kind of questions I've been asking a lot. Whenever I get an insight that I'm like, oh my God, I finally get it. Oh, it took so long for me to understand. And this is one of them. I'm like, why couldn't I see this before? What's different? And its answer was, contemplation of the bigger picture allows you to see the effects you have on others. Unifying perspective, as if there are no lines separating your thoughts from experience or the impact others have on you. Failure is the stepping stone to success. Rare clarity comes now as you think deeply about your life. Beware of dangerous illusions and prejudices which could lead you onto an unproductive path. If you have a decision to make, step back and look at the whole flow of your life. A clear view of the past and a mental picture of the future will suggest the best course for you to follow. Life is so much larger than the day-to-day ups and downs of a single life. Keep a good attitude for extra help. This is also relating to the same situation. There is probably 2,000 questions in relation to this particular situation that I couldn't get my head around because I thought that everything was good. So how do I best approach this? No error has occurred and nobody is to blame. Let it go and return to a sense of freedom of movement to the situation. Uncover the truth to clear the way. If others are not demonstrating the same level of integrity as you, it may be time to move on. And I don't stop there. Why am I having trouble letting this go? This is so frustrating. And the answer, willingness to see all sides of the misunderstanding. Wait for the proper time to advance. The obstruction is a perfect opportunity to pull deeper from your inner resources, which couldn't have happened otherwise, and because your integrity is at stake. That's why I can't let it go, because my integrity is at stake. Oh, here's an after-death question. Does what we do in our lives change where we go in our death? And the answer, supreme good fortune to those who are open to sharing what you have with others. The well has an inexhaustible supply of pure water. There's plenty for all and everyone is welcome. The more people draw on your experience, the more you are replenished. One's openness and charity will benefit those around and lead to one's own success. The true reservoir of knowledge, inspiration, and wisdom is available to all. Such a treasure can never be exhausted. Good fortune to all has been achieved. Someone used the well and left the cover off. Imposed penalties, great fortune, careless and inappropriate action should be punished. I know how I interpret it. You see how you interpret it, or throw your own coins and see what you get. This was very important for me at the time because I was like, well, now how do I know what's true and what's not, So my question, how can I ensure that I'm not operating in illusion or fantasy? Seriousness. Expect turbulence in all manner of supernatural sightings. During the influence of seriousness, you will be more down to earth in your attitudes. Be solid and unshakable. Once you find your way. When the shock of this hexagram is felt, you will have a strong reaction to an external stimulus, whether it be a person, an idea, or a fantasy. For a time, you will be lost in an imaginary struggle. You will come to learn that the struggle all along was your own fear. There is almost an adrenaline rush from the presence of danger. The secret of seriousness is to be cool. No matter what comes down, cultivate a Buddha calm that won't quit. Don't be surprised if you are called upon to do the unusual. I ask a lot of religious questions as well. This one's 12th of July. Lots of are we all one? All those life, what is our life purpose? All those kind of questions. This is one of them that I just grabbed to read out to you. We are one with the Supreme Creator. That was my statement, and I wanted to see what the I Ching had to say about that. And it said, can you see that? Is that matched up? View yourself as a kind of spiritual connection through which inspiration flows freely. In giving yourself over to the powerful creative forces of the universe, you demonstrate a kind of worthiness to accomplish great things on whatever level you are expending energy. This line speaks of work on yourself, on your material plans, on your relations with others, the kind of work which has the power to set you free. People's hearts must be penetrated in order to determine the depth of their loyalty and commitment. You may initially put off some others with the intensity of your actions, but in the end, your dedication will show your true motivations. Any leader is well served by the reputation of being hard, tough, but fair. This is you. What makes you a truly strong person is your willingness to accept your own karma. You've seen it all your life in others and battled it in yourself. That tendency to point the finger outward in times of stress, to blame others for the troubles you have brought on. Of course, any troubles can only be fought from the inside out. As you take your fate squarely on the shoulders, you fulfill one of the highest human callings. There is nothing stopping you from being the person you know you can be. I ask a lot of things, and the I Ching also recommends meditation as some of the answers sometimes. And my query this time was wondering whether meditation connects me with my true self, which now, after today's video, I think it's a way to connect to that, the psyche that's connected to all the unconscious thing. But anyway, meditation connects me with my true self. The answer was, look for a hopeful, positive period in your life. Things may be a circus at times, and the currents of enthusiasm may well up all around you, tempting you to get lost in the sea of material considerations. Fortunately, your clear vision will prevent a lessening of your all-important determination. You'll naturally turn away from the success and social gratification which might once have fascinated you. Time has changed you for the better. Somehow, though you see right through the world's games, the world can't see into you. Right now, that is just as well. There is a world inside you to live in and a world outside you to live in. Keep them separate and excellent. You have no secrets, but you are aware of yourself, and some things are better kept hidden inside. Okay, my query, always do what's right by your soul. The answer, compromising with society is absolutely necessary if you are interested in having any freedom. It is wrong-headed to promote your own individuality for selfishness or cruelty. It is puzzling to think that if our race could one day see the ever-present threat of peace. Still, at this late date, there is a certain amount of safety in blending in with the herd. You have a special quality, call it magic. You are not easily understood or forgotten. A red true heart is the best life can offer. This heart you have, and are known for it. You understand time beyond the realm of reason. Once you were called a seeker, now you seek for the sake of the search alone. Now I'm asking, where am I in this cycle, this current cycle, my current situation? And sometimes I have just written in pen, so I haven't bothered putting the full meaning next to it. Through patience and diligence, the source can be renewed. Water is muddy. What work do I need to do? Stop seeking and go within. That's sort of a meditation one. Why is there a sense of distrust? Many times aid is given by people with strings attached. You end up owing debts and handling negative attachments. This is a line of clarity and foresight. Look with eyes of a seer into your positive future and let important people freely help you on the road. If you desire more freedom, look at the motivations behind the actions of people and the underlying principles of nature. Women, be tireless in your observation of situations. Keep all your energy riveted to a single situation. You're going to be deep into your own path for a while. Trust your deepest feelings and don't be surprised at some psychological rough spots. Somehow you will be above it all at a place only you can find. Your authentic self trusts life. So I was thinking that if, I'm constantly wondering why things went so badly when I trusted everybody. That's what screwed me over. So I ask a lot of kind of questions about trust and authentic self and being yourself and all that kind of stuff. This is one of them. Your authentic self trusts life. And the answer? The outer world changes in many ways. You may fall out of favour or into favour as quickly as new attitudes sweep through fashions. Regard skeptically all such rushes and temporary explosions. Don't be deluded by public opinion. Nod and smile at everyone, but keep moving. Keep yourself above quick changes. These changes will affect you, since you do live in a world of people. but they cannot hold you down or force you to relinquish your essential individuality. Be your best self and you will survive. Balance is yours because you tend to be physically and mentally healthy in an unhealthy world. You don't point the finger at others in hard times, just as you don't feel guilty and responsible. All the hard work you have done on the controlling of the ego will now come home as you gracefully begin to move back the barriers. So here's a concept. Enjoy the moment. I'm just using statements that I use and checking with I Ching to see what it says about it. Sort of validating with I Ching. Anyway. And now it's saying, understand your own sincerity. Acceptance of the moment is joy, everlasting. True joy must spring from the here and now. You cannot attract the darkness once you do not carry it in your own system anymore. So I was thinking along the terms of our shadow and our negative side of us, that kind of thing, that once we've removed all our fears and monsters within, that it's no longer within us, it's gone. And this is the answer that it's given me to clarify that. An innocent outlook is the only way to fellowship. Need for respecting healthy boundaries. People are connected in spirit. Stay away from slander, humiliation. Be bold and principled. Use your strength and virtue to restore order. Your dumb luck is working for you here. Dumb luck in the sense that even though you have let yourself be guided by some rather bizarre thoughts and opinions, nevertheless, good fortune has come to you as a psychic flash or premonition. You see how foolish you have been and claim a fresh start for yourself based on realistic good sense. Outside pressures are weighing on you. You may be expected to act in a way which does not suit your character, but you have the power to remain yourself. You realize this pressure on you is strong, but will pass as you outweight it. Your sense of who you are will guide you now. You are free from neurotic, worldly attachments and free from the heavy chains of egotism. Let doubts and fears pass over your spirit as high clouds. Give them no energy or power. The good fortune in this line is that you may relax in being yourself. Your positive qualities, ones which you feel are often overlooked but mean a great deal to you, are recognized and you are understood and respected. You are gentle and kind. These qualities are obvious now for everyone to see. You are valued and bring true increase wherever you cast a spell. So it's basically using what I wrote this like as a statement, and it's telling me it knows what I'm talking about here. Its answer is in relation to what I was actually asking about in that situation where I thought dark forces had taken over. So it's pretty profound that it sort of even changes the answer to match exactly what I really meant to ask. And now here's what is the most important thing I need to work on? And it's saying the ability to recognize the shadow. What we experience is always a reflection of our beliefs. Allowing others to teach you about what you do not recognize, which leads to good fortune. The dark mood which covered your days has begun to lift, and a fresh wind of hope energizes you. The energy increase which you feel cannot by itself help you pass this period. What you need is a friend, someone with a level head and new ideas. I ask a lot of questions about fear. This is one, best way of overcoming fear. And the answer is letting go. If we don't learn to follow the flow, it is disquieting. Events unfold as a reflection of whether or not we are being authentic in the moment. Stop allowing others to be the center of who you are. Get connected. The situation is challenging, but don't give up. You may have enormous respect and admiration for another that is breaking your forward stride and inner truth. Tread carefully, be humble, but don't abandon who you are. Things go well by anticipating things. One needs to be aware of what is going to happen and prepare for it. And also another line, opposing someone, doing the opposite of what the other is doing. So that's another way that fear comes up, is when you're opposing someone doing the opposite. So I've got these are little notes, I know which lines they are. And now I'm asking, what do I fear most at that particular time? And it said, you have detected a negative influence at work. That's so funny. And anyway, you can control the damage by containing it. Keep your people close, the ones you trust, during dangerous times. Look for mutual benefit for all and you will make the right decisions. The sincerity of your devotion. Use diplomacy rather than force to control problems with other people. A departure is made uncomfortable through insecurity and clinging. Keep all inferior, dangerous elements under control. Expect complications during retreat. I think they'll be home soon, so I'll only read a couple more. What is my true path? Inner truth, sincerity. Stop judging, start understanding. Free from dishonesty and prejudice, communal benefit, Free yourself from prejudice so that your actions can be based on what you know to be true. Open mind, generous heart. Engage people at their own level capacity. Right action, mutual benefits. Devote efforts to universal compassion and spiritual truths that transcend differences. With sincerity, no harm will come to us, and lack of it is a disaster. That's pretty spot on for everything that I've been talking about over the last couple of years, isn't it? Okay. Why are there hostile forces? I couldn't understand why I kept on, I don't know. I can't really explain it without giving away the situations that forced me to write this question, but why are there hostile forces? When you connect with the right people who enable you to follow your truth path, it often means parting companies from the ones who were leading you astray. Stick to your aim and gain will follow if your conduct is good. Following the path that feels right to you will take you where you really want to go. Dissatisfaction with present conditions can be a strong motivation to great achievement. This is about the obstacles we must face in pursuing a goal. We are apt to make mistakes and transgressions, and it is hard to follow the right path, for choosing one forecloses another. No situation will be truly favourable unless we are able to adapt to it. That you really need to contemplate. It's one thing just listening to me reading out the answers, but when you're actually contemplating the answer, when you've asked the question, you're contemplating the answer, you sort of really understand what they're talking about here with the whole yin and yang thing. Okay. Here I'm asking, am I here to overcome fear and help others do the same? Like I was trying to figure out my purpose in going through what I was going through. The return to success after a period of heavy defeat is the only way to self-mastery. Others will seek your counsel because of your experience. Unexpected events that alter your course for the better. Sometimes we need to see what we don't want or can't have in order to find ourselves where we need to be. How do I best serve the greater good? Your intuition tells you what you need, and your willpower gets it in order. Others move uncertainly through a troubled world, but you are in an oasis. You openly give your love to the people. In turn, you are enriched by the positive attitude which others reflect. You have the foundation of the heart. People see you as strong, and you radiate peace and love to those open to your magic. Let yourself grow now, stretch to your limits, and what you feel possible will come about. Confidence crowns all your efforts, and you are appreciated. You have character. It comes from your willingness to face yourself. In facing yourself, you have an easier time facing the world. You admit when you are wrong in order to grow and change for the better. This is so uncommon that other people are often amazed and inspired by your conduct. You are an alchemist, changing the dark times you have endured into the gold of sincerity and truth. Oh yeah, here I'm asking, because I ask everything. I'm saying, well, could I have all the answers to my infinite questions? Like where, how, what, like all the, can I ask anything pretty much I'm asking? And it's answer. This is a good time to be seeking answers. You have energy and willpower, but these alone will not carry you through. You must use your most penetrating powers of perception to see the heart of all that surrounds you. People may admire your considerable personal gifts, but most prized by others and desired by them is your worldview. You have taken the time to observe the passing world in depth, and others need to see through your eyes. Take time to develop your balance of spiritual, social, and personal attributes. This is a good time to believe in yourself. All right, I think that'll do. I think they're about due home, and I want to see if I have time to edit this and upload it before they get back. See you later.